Hey everybody, this is Dan from Sway AI, and I'm super excited to introduce you to the new Data Explorer. But before I jump into a demo, I want to talk a little bit about why we built it. Now, data scientists spend a lot of time exploring and preparing data for analysis, and that's because they know one simple truth. Garbage in, garbage out. If you don't clean up and prepare your data, you're not going to get high quality predictions. The challenge for business people is that you not only have to know what to look for, but you have to know how to fix it. And that's why we built the Data Explorer, to give you a companion to help you find the challenges in your data and to automatically fix them. Let's take a look. Okay, so here I am in this Sway AI no-code workbench. This is where a data analyst or a business subject matter expert can easily build analytics and predictive models in the Sway AI environment. If I click on the data set, I see this new button for the Data Explorer. Click on that, and I get a really nice analysis of this data set, including information at the top level, what kinds of columns do I have, how many, things like that. Get a really nice data quality analysis, including things like completeness, uniqueness, validity, and consistency. And underneath each of those are the checks that we have run in the Data Explorer to help you understand your data and then to clean it up. In this case, I can see that I've got some missing fields, but not too many. I have a few duplicate rows. I've got some issues with high cardinality, some skewed columns, outliers, and inconsistent scales. Now for any of these, if I want more details, I can simply mouse over the label and I'll get some more information. For example, here it's concerned that the quantity information, which is my target variable, seems to be skewed. And so I might want to investigate that as part of my analysis. And I can do that down below because now I have a detail view that includes a complete preview of the first 1,000 rows of my data. I can easily sort this data. I can filter this data. For example, here I could look for garden items, and it'll filter my data for garden items. So I have a chance to kind of review the data at that level. We've got a new correlation matrix, which is going to show me my target variable, which is quantity in this case, and how it's correlated with other variables in my data set, which is really useful. But also it's going to give me a bit of analysis of which columns might be correlated together. In this case, a pretty logical correlation between the weight of the item and the freight price that's being paid to ship it. So that gives me a little insight, things I might want to investigate in my data set. And finally, I have the column profile, which is going to give me detailed information about each of my columns. For example, here I've got product category. In this case, I can see that, I've got 22.6% of my data is garden tools. This allows me to better understand that column. And if I go to a different kind of column like freight price, which is a numerical value, I get a nice little histogram there. And I get all the statistics on that. And I get some advanced information, skewness, kurtosis, things like that. So if you're interested in that, it's right here. Now remember, we were thinking of looking at quantity to see the skewness. And yeah, indeed, it is fairly skewed. It's not symmetrical. I don't know that the weights here on the beginning of the distribution are a problem, but these long tails here, these outliers might be a problem. Maybe I can clean that up by getting rid of those outliers. Let's take a look at that as our next step. Let's go ahead and run these cleanup tasks. I'm going to run missing fields, duplicate values, and outliers. And then I'm going to go ahead and run that auto cleaner. And I can see the auto cleaner has run successfully. Close this out. And now I can see I've added a data preparation step to my workflow. I can click on the data auto cleaner, look at the Data Explorer again. And now I see that those things have been cleaned up, as well as my skewed columns have been cleaned up because I've removed those outliers. Now maybe my data is ready for further analysis, or I'm ready to start modeling. Thanks a bunch for checking out this video on the new Data Explorer in Sway AI.